Daddy, what if this Dlush thing, what if it doesn't work? What next? Eric, trust me. For me, for the world, for you, we got this. You and I, we're dream keepers. We are not dream weepers. And we have to look back, as we often do, to figure out what we did wrong so we can move forward. And that is the place we are at. Now, I know that I get a whole lot of no's. That's the game we're in. And it's the only way to win is to respond to the no's when they hit you with their blows. And believe me, friends, and Eric, you know, there's a ton of no's. No from investors. No from real estate. No from developers. Less occasionally no from employees. No from vendors. No, 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 no. Sometimes I feel like that's all I ever know, and that it falls from the sky like snow. And we inhale it. Don't inhale it, Eric. Your mom says, don't inhale it. Stay away from the nose today. Mom, Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? But then there are people like Walt Disney, and the house is scattered with little this and that and little toys, and Disney is part of it. And if I recall correctly, a student of the game, I read he got smacked in the face like 300 times before he got to his first big deal. Sorry, Walt, I think I one-upped you. I think I got a few more no's than that, but it's all good. And we're going to get the no's. You and I, with the family, were at Soup Plantation, your favorite restaurant, just, 2 weeks ago. And I remember distinctly, we brought some food out to give it to the homeless woman that was out there, and we reached down and we said, ma'am, can we give you a hot meal? And she looked up at you and me and said, are you ridiculously trying to give me food from an all-line buffet? You don't take a doggy bag out of Soup Plantation. No's come from everywhere. And we have to figure out what to do with them. But we lean into our work hard enough. We lean into our work long enough, we get our yes. The precious yes that lands in the hands. And like you walking your little doggy Maxie around the neighborhood, holding the hand, completely calm, without a worry in the world, you grow that yes, and you change that world. You ask me what's coming up next? Failure. And there's going to be more failure. And you and I both know it. Failure must be felt. Like the day you were competing for the brown belt. You remember, boy giant, 5'9" with a growing mustache and forearms stronger than mine. And you looked at him from behind and thought, oh my God. But boy giant didn't win that fight that day, did he? He didn't get the trophy, did he? And neither did you, gladly. Because in failure, there are lessons. In defeat, don't be confused, there are lessons. And they are for you to grab and hold on to. You had eyes glazed with tears, but do not fear. This is the way it's meant to be. You ask me what's next? How we're going to get through all this mess? Do you remember the shout heard round the world? We were driving the car, and Leah, your sister, was in the back, and we heard, "Arr!" And you said, are you absolutely nuts? And she said, that's the 4th Starbucks in 5 minutes. And she looked at me with her blue bigs, right through that thingamajig, like that rearview mirror that we parents always need to look at, it's hovering parents. And she looked right into my eyes, and she said, 3 stores ain't enough. When can we be like them? And I said, we got stores in Kuwait. We got stores in Doha, Qatar. They don't count, because I've never been there. I want more. What do you tell your little sister, Eric? What does Daddy tell his daughter, Eric? The simple truth, there is always and forever someone bigger and better. And all we can ever do is learn and grow and work, which I will work for you. Starbucks is the best. And I pat them on the back. But brother, life is long. And I am young. You ask me what's next? I'll tell you what's next. Do you remember Eric Cody, the boy at the Challenge Athletes Foundation, with half the body and twice the heart, walking over to us with his carbon steel legs, reaching out his hand and saying, "Hi, my name is Cody. Can I be a part?" That Dlush thing over there on the cart looks kind of nice. Can I shove in some ice? We didn't help Cody. Cody helped us. Giving is receiving, not the other way around. And to think, they say, it's just a drink. I guess the Statue of Liberty is just a statue. Eric, you want to know what's next? Whatever the heck you want to be next. Thank you. Thank you. Great crowd here. Appreciate y'all. My name is Jeffery Adler, and I am an aspiring entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur. The poem that you've been kind enough to let me share with you comes from an encounter I had with my son not very long ago. It was about 6 months ago, God's honest truth. I skidded home one night, because I try to get home in time to tuck my kids in most evenings. And I pulled up a shirt in a dark room and was caressing Eric's back. And he stopped me. He pulled the shirt down, and he demanded of me an answer to a very simple question. What if this Dlush thing just doesn't work? What are we going to do? The question broke my heart, and I failed my son that day because I did not give him the answer that he needed or deserved. I stood up, I walked out of the room, I closed the door, but the handle wouldn't let go of my hand. But I pulled away nonetheless. I had a bad day. I was in no mood. So this encounter with my son is an opportunity, right? And it really does, it's instructive in two important ways. The first, on a very practical and most critical level, is trying to understand boundaries, separation between the struggle that many of us probably experience, work and home. No child should be burdened with the pressures, albeit positive dreams, of a parent, right? So that made me think. The second is the why. Why in the hell am I doing this to begin with? Really? And that's a great place to be. because it is incumbent upon ourselves as individuals, as entrepreneurs, and certainly as social entrepreneurs, to understand absolutely the answer to that question. And my son, in effect, whether he realized it or not, asked it of me. Why? Now, I have a pretty storied and colorful, borderline epic journey with Dlush, and it started many years back. I've been doing this for a long time. In dog life, it's probably 105, 107 years. So I've been at it a long time. When I was 17, I set up a lemonade stand to pay my way through college and was in the business of putting out what we call joy drinks. And back then, it was all roses. Now it's all P&Ls and income statements and balance sheets. But at the time, it was exclusively that. That experience inspired me significantly to think about a currency, the currency of bringing joy between two people using an instrument, in this case a drink, as a medium. And I thought to myself, this would be kind of cool. Imagine if I could take this around the world. So through the ensuing years, myself and my colleagues have done, I think, a reasonably solid job at creating the foundation for potentially what could be a game-changing business in the drink space. Hipster drinks with a social twist. But adversity never ceases to find its way to the door. And again, we all are got to be accustomed to that. The question is, what do we do when the colossal adversity strikes? It's not if, it's when. In our world, at Dlush, it was about 3 years ago when our very prominent flagship store just down the street was ripped out from underneath us, and from the sky, without one wing, the plane came down. It's an important time to be asking the why. I'm very blessed that I'm aligned with a group of young adults who share a common vision and love for the game. And the game now is not about building a company that puts out a good product that is liked or loved. I'm 46 in a couple days. I'm not interested in being liked or loved. I'm really not. Once upon a time, maybe. I am interested in building an enterprise that will empower and enrich the lives of kids. That's what I exist to do, and that is my why. Hero drinks for kids. Hero drinks for kids everywhere. And I believe we can do it. In fact, we are doing it. In the last year alone, since the piñata was shattered and hopes and dreams of fragmented means came pouring out, and we had to make a better, stronger papier-mâché piñata sealed with a social vision. Since that happened, we have done not through our mouth, but through our hands. Not through our words, but through our feet. This company has gone out and determined that it is going to engage through actions, through deeds, with the youth of San Diego. And I am very, very proud of that. Kids have maybe 2,500,000 heartbeats in an average life. If Dlush can influence one heartbeat, then my cup is full. Mother, should I run for president? Now that's the attitude, Eric. Thank you very much.